The two second speakers have a chance to question each other directly after their speeches. This cross-examination period lasts 3 minutes.
The affirmative argument was based on the issue of preserving one's culture and creating a social harmony. How can you preserve one's culture and by only promoting marriages within the same culture?
No, if the same caste are allowed to marry, then I think you answer yourself. Because if the same caste marry each other, obviously the culture will be safe. Not the intercaste marriage will save the culture of one tribes or groups. How can you preserve the culture since ego problem arises between the couples in non-arranged marriage?
It's not the ego which arises between the couple, but it's the misunderstanding about each other's tradition because they're very new to them. But afterwards, after they get used to it, they come to respect each other's tradition and understanding increases.
Both teams are allowed to take preparation time before their turn in order to discuss their strategy as a team, prepare questions and responses. Now come the final short summary speeches. The first two speakers speak for 2 minutes each and summarize arguments presented by their teams, emphasizing their strongest and most important arguments. They also respond to arguments by their opposition and demonstrate to the audience why their team should win the debate.
But the strongest point of arranged marriage is that there is always family support. There is always social backup when anything goes wrong. Arranged marriage fosters the social feeling among the people. That's why I strongly support arranged marriage, and I do think that Nepal should keep arranged marriage as an alive institution, even though it modernizes itself.
In arranged marriage, both boys and girls are stuck in a loveless marriage due to their parents or their families enforce them to do so. So, if you want the social harmony or want to social equality in our country, we have to do something that promote the good relations between two persons, to societies, to caste, to classes. As Nepal has diversity in caste, class, or and religion too.
Speakers are not allowed to speak longer than their assigned speaking time, and it is the job of a timekeeper to control the time during the debate. After these two speeches, the grand crossfire takes place, in which all speakers get to ask and answer questions for 3 minutes.
Are the impression you form about someone you meet just for a few minutes always correct?
No. How can you say that it's just the result of 5 minutes impression? Because there have been the massive homeworks between the parents of the children. They do homeworks regarding the future of the children. They do homeworks regarding the economic status and family prestige. So I think it's not only the impression of few minutes, but it's the result of a massive homework.
Don't you think that individual will act more responsibly if the whole society and the family is watching him?
If you say that piling pressure on someone to act responsibly is correct, then that is completely wrong and it's against someone's personal freedom and individual right. If you fall in love with somebody, are you willing to abandon them because your parents want you to marry someone else?
What I think is that today's love marriage is not a love marriage. Let's say it's not a marriage, it is just an infatuation. The actual love marriage is the marriage that is arranged by our parents. So I think I will go with my parents. I will obviously obey my parents' decision.
The last two speeches are 1 minute final focus speeches by the second speakers of both teams.
Arranged marriage try to solve the problems that arises between the husband and the wife. The family members work their best to retain the relationship of the couples. And I don't think they suggest them for divorce. As a result, the future of the children will be more secure and they will have a good life. And we should not forget that there are no any 100% perfect partners. Mutual understanding is a must to save any kind of relationship and to resolve any kind of conflict, which is only possible in arranged marriage. So, arranged marriage is best for Nepal.
I'd like to end this debate by stating what we the negative believe is the most important point of ours, that is of individual freedom and the right to choose our own partners. Every individual have their own minds from which they can think for themselves, and we think that there is no other person better than the individual themselves who know what's right for them or best for them other than their parents or their friends or the society. In an arranged marriage, even they say that you have the right to turn down your prospective partner, but at the end of the day, the decision is that of your parents, not the individual. But in a self-arranged marriage, you have that right to choose and decide for yourself. And I think it's better to make your own mistakes and learn from it than to make others, than to let others make it for you.
Judges listen carefully to the arguments presented by both teams and take notes. After the debate, they decide who the winning team is. This decision is based on the merit of each team's arguments and the quality of their speeches, not the judge's personal opinion about the topic. The judges announce their decision shortly after the debate. The discussion may continue after the debate, with debaters expressing their views on the topic, the debate itself, and their performance. Debate is an educational activity that allows participants not only to learn more about a given topic but also develop a number of important skills, including critical thinking, public speaking, and researching.
If you look into the present context in Nepal, basically I work a lot with the young politicians as well. And if you look into how the proceedings go with the young people, they do not debate in a healthy way. Basically, they're not tolerant about others' ideas, or they do not lend an ear to other people on what they are saying, or even when they are putting their own arguments forward, they do not have a systematic or a proper way to put forward their arguments. So I think if we engage the younger generation in a systematic debate by teaching them proper ways or proper methods of debate, I think we'll have a healthy social and political discourse.
What I think about politicians is that they don't discuss and debate about an issue completely before expressing their opinion, because if they would have just debated about some issue, discussed about some issue, then they wouldn't have changed their mind frequently, they wouldn't have changed their decisions frequently. That's why I think so. And so discussion, debate is very necessary.